What's up, meatbags? Hello and welcome back to another video. Oh, I didn't see you come in there. Anyway, just when I thought that I'm out, they pulled me back in. It's like The Godfather Part 3. And we're back with Amico Forever, and we've skipped forward to episode number 58, which is the latest one at the time of recording this. And I'm about to sneeze. Bear me 1 second. Oh, good lord. Winter. Why can't you go away and come back another day? Just preferably in about 300 years when I'm dead. But anyway, so I didn't think I'd be covering this, but I just dipped in, and I've made some timestamps just to have a look at. Now, Sweet and Tender Hooligan has also made a video, pretty much covering the parts I was going to look at, and there are a few other bits as well. I've sort of had a quick look at his video. I'll be honest, I use Adobe Premiere Pro to render my videos in, and it doesn't lose any quality in between what the source and the end video you come out with, the end result. But there is a bit of a quality dip with his video. However, what I'll do is, you can find DJC's video if you want to, but I'll link Sweet and Tender Hooligan's video down below if you want to watch the best of, basically, without my shit all over the top of it, and just without all the other guff that they talk about. Because this, I did not watch the whole thing. It goes on for like over 2 hours, and it was a struggle to even get into it when it was over an hour. And I certainly won't be turning this into 2 videos. I can't be bothered. I'll just put it all into one. But there's a point. Well, the first part of this video, they start talking about someone's given them a $50 tip, but he can't get a super sticker for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't understand it. I do have this sort of thing set up on my channel, but I don't have any special stickers or anything. I think if you subscribe and you do, or if you donate and you do comment, then you get stickers. That funny S sticker, S for sticker, presumably, next to your comment as well. If you want to donate, then that's perfectly welcome. Thank you very much. You don't have to. If you'd rather give it to the charity, the Samaritans, or a food bank or whatever, that's perfectly fine as well. You donate the money where you want to. If you'd rather give it to a charity rather than me, that's perfectly fine. I don't mind at all. Yeah, they just as you'll see, one of them says it's a scam, and there's the quote for the video. But just before, I'll just show that bit in a second. But this part of the Amico Forever video, DJC says, now I've had some red wine tonight. DJC says, Rab, you got something to mention. And what Rab's about to talk about is this video from H Bomber Guy. I'll be honest, I watched about 10 minutes of it and he bored me fucking senseless. It's a 2-hour video. And for me, the more serious the video, the less interesting it is to me. I like things that are more off the cuff. I listened to about 10-15 minutes, I got bored silly. Looking at the comments on his video, H Bomber Guy, he seemed to miss out various actual facts anyway. And in any event, what's the point of a 2-hour recap video when I've seen it all happen along the way? Similarly, Genovi fucking puts me to sleep as well. I'd rather listen to those who make regular videos, so keeping up with the news, and ones which feel more like fun. Not someone like H Bomber Guy who turns out like 2 in-depth videos a fucking year. That does not give me a reason to subscribe. It's not for me. I know there's no point in me going through a 2-hour fucking video. My God, I'd be here literally all day. And I know Darius has done a video. I've dipped into that because it's more interesting to listen to Darius reacting to that than it is listening to the guy himself. But let's just dip in with this. And as I say, Rab, it sounds like he's got something to say. And there's someone who Rab rather reminds me of. The way his head bobs up and down, and as he tries to act all authoritative, and it really doesn't fucking work, does it? There's someone who he reminds me of. Do you know who it might be? Yes, if you're of a certain age, you may remember the Charlie Says videos, which were the public information films from the 70s, where basically in this one it told you not to talk to strangers. And I'll just play a bit of it. I don't want to play the whole thing because copyright, you know. Then again, this guy's just uploaded it anyway, but I don't want to have it taken down or partially claimed or whatever. But we'll just play a little bit. You get the idea. When it decides to start.
Charlie and I were in the park. Then this man came up and said, "Would I like to see some puppies?"
So basically, the lad, you know, he's just been approached by George. No, but approached by a rather dubious individual in the park, and yeah, he's asked, "Do you want to see some puppies?" And it seems like a very good idea, but for somehow the cat seems to know better. Precisely. Who can argue with that?
Charlie's reminded me, my mum says I shouldn't go off with people I don't know.
And the paedophile suddenly realised, oh shit, I've been rumbled, and I better go off and actually find some puppies.
Then the man went away.
And there's something wrong with his fucking legs. Something wrong with his legs, look.
No. Then the man went away.
Yeah, he's got something wrong with his legs there.
We went and told Mummy.
Anyway, and they're rewarded for not going off with a weirdo. So, but that lad, when you just see him face up.
He says never go anywhere with men or ladies you don't know.
Well, you can go off with strange ladies. They might actually give you a bit of fun. But, yeah, the way his head we never actually found out what the lad was called. Obviously, the cat's called Charlie because there's a cat and he knows what the score is. But I don't think we ever found out what the lad's name is. But anyway, he's obviously RAB, just with his head bobbing up and down as he pretends to know what he's talking about, when really his cat will do, you know. So that's who RAB reminds me of anyway. So here we go, and yeah, I say I've not watched the whole thing. I say I've only watched about 10-15 minutes, and even then I just got away from the video and listened to Darius's talking over the top of it anyway. Well, let's see what Rab's got to say, but first, of course, about that sticker.
Metal Torso, that is awesome. I hope you have an awesome Thanksgiving, and super sticker. Now I got to look because I don't have a sticker support on StreamYard.
You can't set these people up with super stickers and not have super sticker support.
Well, I wish I did. StreamYard doesn't do it. It has a guy on the rocket, like a pear on a rocket.
This is a scam.
Awesome. This is a scam.
Yeah. Now that everybody's got the sound clip that they want.
Why do these three guys do this every bloody week? I don't know. I mean, haven't they got better things to be doing? I mean, you know, Rab's obviously got a family. He's got a wife and 2 kids. You know, and their names are DJC and Geeks with Cash. And I've no idea what they are. I don't really care either. I don't want to know. But, you know, he's basically a family man. Surely, why didn't he spend his evening with his family? Why is his wife telling him to get away from the fucking camera, from these oddballs, and go and spend the evening with them? Geeks with Cash. Why doesn't he just spend the evening eating? That would be more beneficial to him. And DJC will be left on his own as usual. But you know, they'd all be better off, I think.
Yeah, right. That's not going to be clipped. But anyways, thank you, Metal Torso. You're awesome. Friend of the channel, Silly Club member. That's awesome. I didn't expect that, man. Thank you so much. But I'm sorry, Rab. You said you do have some stuff you wanted to mention about the silly video.
Hey, Poochie, it looks like you got something to say.
I don't know if anyone is going to like my take. I'm going to preface this, I think.
And actually, I'm going to preface it by putting the subtitles on because he's bloody quiet.
First,
I think.
Because we talked a little bit about this yesterday. And because we didn't know how much we wanted to get into this. And I think we were all kind of in agreement that, you know, our show is not a drama show. We're not a gossip show. We're not the...
Oh, no, they only bring you the Amico facts. Just the facts, man. Just the facts.
The latest, hey, he said this, and we're going to cover what someone said. type of format. It's
That's what they do say. That's what they do cover. What Tommy or Phil says, and they cover it week in, week out. Even if he says nothing new, or neither of them say any. Well, Tommy doesn't say anything now, but even if Phil doesn't say anything new, they'll just repeat the old news.
not, I think, what Chuck does with his show. I don't see Nick going in that direction at all with his show. I don't really cover that either. I don't think any of us want this to be that kind of show. That said, this is, a breaking thing. It's got a lot of views, this video that H-Bomber guy put out.
Yeah, look, I mean, it had it'd only been up about 3 days, and it had about 1.5 million views. But the guy has over 1 million subscribers. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get why you'd subscribe to a channel that puts out one long video every 6 months, thereabouts. What's the point? Where's the reason to subscribe? I mean, they say the idea in YouTube, if you want to be a successful channel, is to niche down and stick with one particular thing. So if you're playing a game, stick with one particular game. Now, I just by pure chance, I made a gameplay for every single level recently on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and it was a brilliant game. But I'm not a dedicated Call of Duty channel. Yet, I was watching some gameplay videos from a channel which is, and for whatever reason, YouTube decided to push my video for level 6 or mission 6 cartel protection more than his. So even though his video had been up for a few days already, my video for that ended up having more views than his did. But I don't know how it works. But anyway, I was very pleased. But yeah, in the main, his channel had views coming out the yin yang for all the levels, and after he finished all the levels, he then put up videos for how you deal with this particular weapon, which weapon is the best for this. So you niche down, which is completely unlike what I do. I just, I make nonsense like this, and I also upload video gameplay at the moment for Smurfs Kart Let's Play on the Nintendo Switch and WRC Generations on the PS5. I don't niche down at all. I just do whatever floats my boat. So that's not the way you get channel growth, but I enjoy it. And as long as you do what you enjoy, that's all that really matters. So anyway, let's carry on.
And I think, both, I know Nick, you saw it, and you and I came to like the same conclusion. I think there was a really good message in that video that we both liked, and I think it was sidetracked by a lot of look at all of the stuff that Tommy has said. We're going to show that these are a lot of lies that Tommy has said, and we're not really in position to dispute a lot of that. I know certain things that I can turn around and disprove, but that's not.
Well, go ahead.
Not really our place.
Oh, so in other words, he just can't be bothered. He doesn't want to. They claim to have watched it, but they haven't really. They've just sort of perhaps skirted through it. That's about it.
There's some concerns I have with the way things are presented. I don't feel we're reporters, and I have some difficulties with this notion that.
Excuse me, you're basically reporting on Amico news all the time, especially straight from the source. And like most mainstream media, you're talking out your fucking arse. So yeah, you're reporters.
YouTubers, I know a lot of times, like Review Tech USA will go and say like, "Oh, I can't believe I let you guys down. I didn't interview Tommy with the hard-hitting questions like I should have."
Oh, why'd you listen to fucking Review No Tech USA? He's the biggest bullshitter ever. There's been a lot of times. Well, I just stopped watching him anyway, and he just basically stopped making news videos. I think he may have started again, but I couldn't really care less. He was just a news regurgitator, and it's just. There was a time I think I tried making a video where just sort of, commenting on a bit of news that came out, or just sort of summarising a number of news pieces. and nobody was fucking interested. Because they'll just default to those channels who do the same thing anyway. And even then, it didn't feel particularly great to make that sort of video. And if you're not passionate about it, you shouldn't really be making it. But yeah, I tried it and I didn't like it, and it's just boring. And his channel is boring, and he wants to give John Hancock a second chance after the museum scam, which apparently is still coming. Ha ha ha! It's not. But anyway,
First of all, YouTube was never started as a place for us to build a channel and become reporters, become journalists.
no, it was built as a channel to a platform to go to the zoo and make a video, me at the zoo, which was like the first ever video on YouTube. Make of that what you will.
Be hard-hitting with our questions and get the facts. We're not.
Oh, sorry, but I was going to say, it's supposed to put the you in YouTube, so make a video about things you're interested in. But then all the big, the big companies came along, and YouTube promotes them over anyone, any sort of regular Joe, as it were, because they don't give a shit about us. They just want to promote all the mainstream media channels.
Not equipped to do that. My wife was a reporter for over 10 years in 2 major markets in the U.S. I am not qualified to say I'm a reporter. I am not trained as a reporter. I don't have that kind of training or professional
You don't need any sort of training. You just do it.
guidance. I don't have those sort of institutional mentors. There's no institution around me. I don't have the resources or the financials or the connections, or I'm not held to any accountability or.
This is fucking word salad. Rab's word salad. He's just talking fucking bullshit. He's just blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, Nick's thinking, I think I'm going to order another burger from Just Eat or wherever else, just so I can deliver to my door. Then I can eat it on camera. And DJC's got a beanie hat for his big bald head. Bloody wasted time. Let's go back because he's talking 10 to the fucking dozen.
Have the resources or the financials or the connections, or I'm not held to any accountability or credibility as a reporter. I am not a reporter.
I think you're not a reporter. I think you've got that across already. Actually, now I can see why his wife lets him do all this, because she gets some fucking peace and quiet for 2 hours on a Wednesday night.
Nick is not a reporter. Chuck is not a reporter. So we are not really getting into the weeds on a lot of this stuff. And I'm kind of frustrated that, we are not resourcing reporters like we should, our news journalists, our reporters, newspapers.
News journalists don't care about this topic.
Of course not. And gaming.
There is no topic. The Amico's dead. The whole thing's dead. There's nothing to talk about. What the fuck are you lot talking about every bloody week? It's just incredibly sad at this point that you still think it's coming out. Your time would be much better spent making 2-hour videos about other gaming events, things that are actually happening, not just talking shit about shit.
Journalism
would do the oof sound as a fluff piece, and they might talk to 2 people. They're not going to do a 2-hour video on it that basically becomes kind of like a directed point. Look at how bad a person Tommy is. Shame, shame, shame.
Well, he is a bad person. He's a liar and a scammer and a groomer, and you 3 just let it happen.
Mm-hmm. When I can just look at Elon Musk on Twitter and go, this seems tame.
Well, at least Elon Musk spent his own money. Was it $44 billion? Or $44 billion on Twitter, and then he doesn't really seem to know what to do with it. Just we offered a blue tick for $8 or $20 at first, and then I think Stephen King challenged him, and then he knocked it down to $8. I mean, how random. But you could have said just like 15 or 10, but no, he knocks it down to $8. I would have gone for that as a trial for a month just to see if it would make any difference on my Twitter channel, but a Twitter page, whatever it is. But you have to get it through iOS. I'd either be using it on PC or an Android phone, so I can't do it at all yet. If it comes available, I'll do it for a month and see what happens. But quite frankly, It's a complete waste of time. You may as well just promote stuff on YouTube mainly. You know, if there's a for any video, I will usually tweet it out as well, just so it's out there, to be searchable. Excuse me, but for example, I stopped really using the Facebook page. I have got still it's still there, Facebook page for DVD Fever. It's got almost 3,000 likes, and it's kind of stuck at the same number for like eons. But they changed something a few months back, such that if you want to go and use your page, you can't just go straight from your profile to your page. You have to click on the icon where your picture is, and it will then transfer you to your page, and then you can use your page. So it's like an extra step just to use your page. And because of that, for example, if I wanted to share a YouTube video on my page, I'd go to the video, press the F button for Facebook. It would then open another tab, and then it would just allow me to put the description of the video in, and it would just post it on my page, my Facebook page. But because Facebook have fucked around with the whole thing, if I go and do that, it won't find the page because I'm not logged in as a page. I'm still logged in as my profile. And okay, so then I go to my Facebook. I go back to my Facebook profile, press the button so it twigs me into the page instead, and then I go back to YouTube, and then try to share it to Facebook, and then it just won't work at all because it's like my profile's associated with YouTube. I don't fucking know how it works, but either way, it doesn't work. Whatever Facebook have done to make this bloody change like that, it means it's completely incompatible with YouTube. And also, there was a thing, what's it called? DLVR.it or something like DLVR, I can't remember now. But there was something where every time I made a post on my website, my DVD Fever website, it would then share every single post to my Facebook page, my DVD Fever page. And then they changed it such that you can only do every post if you pay them a monthly fee. If you didn't pay the monthly fee, then you get 3 a day max. So I'd make 3 posts on my DVD Fever page or website, and those would be shared to my Facebook page. Anything else after that, until the 24 hours expires, then they won't get shared automatically. And quite frankly, I couldn't be bothered sharing anything else, additionally. I'll tweet them out, but I can't be bothered using the Facebook page. Given especially that Facebook limits who sees your page anyway. You could post a million things on your Facebook page, and Facebook wouldn't share it with your audience anyway. So it's a complete fucking waste of time. So I actually went to my Facebook page the other day, and the last thing I could see on there at the time was a post from September, and that was when I actually did the faffing about of changing from my profile to my page by pressing that profile picture button. So you have to do that sort of manually every time to make it do anything, and then you've got to post manually. Nothing automatic will post anymore. So they just completely fucked it up. And because they've fucked it up, and because they don't, no one else sees what you post on the page anyway, even if I did get it to post there, I've just stopped fucking using it. Complete fucking waste of time. So yeah, bullshit. But anyway, Elon Musk, I don't think he really knows what he wants to do with Twitter. I think he thought it was a good idea at the time. Not sure whether allowing anyone who's been banned to come back is a good idea. They obviously only banned Trump because the mainstream media hates Trump. When quite frankly, I forget who said this, but someone said whoever sort of person wants to have power is exactly the kind of person who should not have it. So whether that's Trump, whether that's Biden, whether that's any other politician, especially fucking Boris Johnson, none of them should have it. But I don't know what the answer is with Twitter. It's a fucking cesspool, and they haven't got enough people to deal with the moderation that it requires. and they've now fired half the staff anyway. So the whole thing's a fucking mess, basically, in a nutshell.
Compared to what I'm seeing on Twitter. There's a lot of millionaires, and most millionaires don't do a lot of really good things. They make a lot of mistakes. They do a lot of stupid stuff. They do a lot of shady stuff.
Yeah.
And it works for them because they can get away with it because
Well, like Intellivision, their shady stuff.
they have a lot of money.
Not only can they get away with it, that's the way of the world. That's the way a lot of industries work. You can.
Am I happy with a lot of the stuff that came out? No. Do I have some questions? Yes. I think the main thing that I thought was kind of both. I wish had been handled a little bit better in the video, or had been handled more in the video. That kind of became sidelined with this kind of like focused, I suddenly don't like Tommy kind of turn, was the fact that he was on a really good track for about 30 minutes in the start and like 15 minutes towards the very end, because I watched the whole thing in one stretch. Of going, these people don't get enough credit for the work they do. And that is absolutely 100% correct. There's a lot of people in multiple industries, not just video games, that don't get the credit that they deserve for the work that they do. That is a corporate problem. That is not a Tommy Tallarico Studios problem. That is a industry problem in more than one industry, for the record.
More than one industry, and it's not just an industry problem; it's a human problem. As a species,
God, just RAB to bring it round to the human condition.
We gravitate towards. We want heroes. We want individuals that we can assign a simple story to and a simple narrative. And one person doing a thing is a simple narrative versus a lot of people putting in work to do something and make something happen, which is how most things happen. And that's been since the beginning of recorded innovation and inventions. I mean, Thomas Edison was notorious for stealing the credit from, his underlings who worked for him.
Did he? I don't know. I don't know how far back that goes, but then again, it does make me think. When you hear like, oh, Winston Churchill, he made all these famous quotes, blah blah blah. Well, that was like 70, 80 years ago. How the hell do you know those were his exact quotes? And when people say, oh, he had this, Winston Churchill had all these great ideas and whatever during the World War II. That helped us beat the Germans. Well, how do you know? How do you know he wasn't fed those ideas by his underlings? You don't fucking know at all. You're talking out your fucking arse. It could have been fucking bullshit.
Bell, the same. A lot of these guys that have... William Shockley with Bell Labs famously took the credit for, introducing the transistor, inventing the transistor. He was like the project manager who led that. He didn't do all of the research. It wasn't really his invention. He just took kind of center stage. And this is something that I think is notorious and a good topic for us to have, because we just came from one scandal in the video game industry about voiceover artists not getting recognition, not getting paid for what they do. What is their worth?
Now, I did see something about that. I forget the lady's name, but it was a thing where she said she wasn't getting paid for it, and she made a whole crying video, and everyone sympathised with her because she sounded genuine, and then she turned out to be full of lies. I don't know the full story about that, so I think it was was it Mass Effect? It's for a game I've never played anyway, so I didn't even cover it. But yeah, it's all... Why even start a crying video when you're going to get found out in the end? Lady Decade.
Are they being, well reimbursed for their work? Or are they being paid like nothing? And that became completely side-railed and not about how much voice actresses and actors are getting paid, and more about whether or not this one person lied about their account of their payment scheme to return to that role. The bigger picture issue that has all of this meaning in the industry gets sidetracked for the
just play that back. The way he throws his hands about, good
payment
God.
Scheme to return to that role.
I think I'll just get rid of those subtitles. They're in the way of his picture. What if I make it full screen? Is that better? Put them on. No, they were still over his face. Anyway,
the bigger picture issue that has all of this meaning in the industry gets sidetracked for the shiny, interesting drama that is she lied.
go look up Magnus Magnusson. He was a guy who, some science guy in the 70s and 80s, maybe a bit later, I'm not sure. But I remember seeing him in the 80s, and he used to talk science. Quite an old guy at the time, and he used to throw his arms. He used to throw his arms all over the place. Not Magnus Magnusson. He was a guy who did Mastermind. Is it Magnus Pike? Magnus Pike. Yeah, Magnus Pike. Oh, he died in 1992. That's why. That's why he wasn't. That's why he wasn't around much in the 90s, because he died. Yeah, he's a science guy who threw his hands around all the time. Oh, yeah, he also pops up in Thomas Dolby's 1982 synth pop hit, as it says. She blinded me with science. I remember the video. Brilliant video. Thomas Dolby isn't his real name. What a surprise. Thomas Morgan Robertson. But anyway, so let's just get back to Magnus Pike in this video, aka RAB.
And that's the takeaway story that we end up with this. And I mean, it's a shame, and there's responsibility there. You lie and it's derailed. Part of that's on us for like not sticking with that story of how much is the Japanese voiceover actress paid? How much are voiceover actresses paid when they do this role? How much is fair
Oh, he's run out of batteries now.
not represent fair
Come on, DJC, give him a shock up the arse.
payment for that role.
Oh, you did it there. Thank you. How much is that doggy in the window?
And we just kind of talked about that for 2 days and moved on to something else. We did
Number two, to address some of your points, and then we're going to wrap this up because we're not going to spend 2 hours talking about this. One, I just don't want.
Oh, it's DJC's channel. It's DJC's video, but Nick commands them all. Nick says, whatever Nick says goes. It's like Zardoz in the film Zardoz. Nick has spoken.
And I don't think any of us.
I want to say something after you're done too.
Okay.
But then go ahead.
A lot of the stuff with Tommy and stuff I didn't know about. I didn't know about the money transaction thing, bringing that through customs. I didn't know about that at all.
So is that something where he failed to declare bringing a load of cash through customs? And if you bring a load of cash through customs, not that I ever have a load of cash to bring through customs, and if I did have a load of cash, I'd keep it in the fucking bank. But if you bring loads of cash through customs, you're supposed to declare it so they don't think you've smuggled it from drugs.
So I don't have anything to say on that one way or another. Tommy exaggerating things. Tommy's always exaggerated things, almost way more than he should have.
Oh, white knighting for Tommy Scammer Talarico.
It's one of the reasons a lot of us kind of wanted him to get a PR person and kind of back off.
And to have someone else to be the kind of the face of the console.
Right.
Yeah.
No, Tommy was a perfect face for the console because he helped them scam $18.5 million. I thought it was just $17 million, but I think it transpired it was like $7 million from Fig and then $11.5 from Republic, so $18.5 million. So Tommy was a perfect face for it.
And that would have kind of kept his kind of tall tale personality a little bit more in check because he does exaggerate a lot. I wouldn't really call them lies. I'd call them like exaggerations for the sake.
Not lies, but exaggerations. Fuck me.
That he thinks the story's more entertaining, right? I don't think that makes him a bad person, and I don't think that makes him like a straight up liar and deceiver. The Smash Brothers thing was a silly thing to talk about because not in H. Marmaga's points of talking about it. That Tommy says he didn't give it the review score when it obviously he gave it that review score.
I don't know what they're talking about. Apparently he didn't give some bad score to a game or something. I don't know, from fucking years ago. No, me neither.
I don't.
Well,
really
it was also
care.
running smoke. That's also running.
I don't really care about that, to be honest. You can use that as a point of, well, he lied. Well, it was like 15, 20 years ago. He may not even remembered what score he gave it or even cared to look it up.
Well,
when he tried to make it more about the Amigo, that's when I kind of checked out on it because Tommy isn't the face of the Amico anymore. I know everybody wants him to still be.
Oh, so yeah, you're just giving him a free pass because he's been pushed away out the limelight.
Mostly so that they can bag on Tommy because they don't like Tommy. I understand.
No, they don't like Tommy because he was a fucking scammer. A scammer and a groomer. And you're just going to let it pass.
If you guys don't like Tommy and you don't trust Tommy, he can come off a bit aggressive, and he can come off a bit like a salesman a lot of times, and that turns a lot of people off. He's from talking to him more in depth, I think he's kind of a genuinely nice guy, or wants to be a genuinely
Oh, fuck off. He's a fucking liar and a scammer and a groomer. God. Stop sucking him off.
nice guy. Generally tries to do what he thinks is the right thing.
Yeah.
He just kind of wants to kind of get things done.
Yeah, and he did it. $18.5 million. Congratulations.
And he was looking for avenues around that time to do that. All that stuff with Roblox and stuff like that. Now, I don't know any of the numbers on that, so don't ask me any of that. I don't know that. I don't care about that. I don't care about Roblox in general. And neither does H-Bomber Guy, for the record. He said that multiple times in his own video that he could give two flips about Roblox and that it's evil.
Well, he has a response from someone who actually was involved with this, and yes, I did watch the whole two hours of it. So I took a lot of notes.
It was
I was
2 hours.
trying to preface. It's two hours long.
Yeah, DJC wouldn't entertain it at all because he doesn't want his precious memory of Tommy tarnished. Tommy Tarnish.
I mean, my problem with something like this, and why I was prefacing this stuff about like reporting and stuff, was this has a big impact. It has a big viewership. There is a narrative that was written around 25 years of sound bites to build someone, and a lot of that stuff I think was taken out of context. I mean, the stuff like with the Karma engine being like, oh yeah, we were
Good fucking look. Sorry. Excuse me, I'm just trying to take me tablets for the evening, but pardon me, we're getting windy pops now. Oh, they didn't swallow down properly at all. Nick, if you're going to have something to eat on camera, at least turn your fucking... Just put yourself on mute when you're taking the sweet out of the fucking wrapper. Good God, have a listen to that.
of sound bites to build someone.
I hate seeing people put their fingers in their mouth. Anyway, listen.
Has a big impact. It has a big viewership. There is a narrative that was written around...
That is not taking a sweet out of a wrapper. That is fucking doing origami without even looking at it. Look at him.
25 years of sound bites to build someone.
Ugh.
And a lot of that stuff I think was taken out of context. I mean, the stuff like with the Karma engine being like, oh yeah.
God, sorry, it's a packet of crisps actually. Put yourself on mute while you're talking. It's like when I'm on a Zoom call at work and they're just like, you know, if I want to start eating something, and obviously I'm not talking while I'm doing that, I'll put myself on mute so other people don't have to listen to me talk. Good God. Anyway, sorry, I just missed what RAB had to say. It must have been interesting.
Years of sound bites to build someone. And a lot of that stuff I think was taken out of context. I mean, the stuff like with the Karma engine being like, oh yeah, we were just like a joke. The company has said on multiple occasions that they have a game design principle based around this Karma engine. I mean,
so you're just letting them off for the Karma engine bullshit?
You can paint it like, oh, that's a lie. It's not a real thing.
Yes. It's a lie.
Sega did the same thing with blast processing as far as a marketing term and try to...
True.
Now, I don't know. Blast processing was before... Well, not before my time, but I wasn't really... I've heard of the term, but I'm not au fait with that at all. But look at them all. The way they all just go, oh, yeah, fine. Well, yeah, Tommy lied, but Sega lied too. Well, two wrongs don't make a right. So... Fucking suckers, they really are.
Come up with something to explain.
Blast processing does do
is
what they
to your
says it does,
customers.
so long as you do it in one frame and nothing moves.
Yeah,
So
and
the way
Karma
that
Game
works-
Engine is not a game engine, but it's a marketing term, and they were trying to use it in that respect. And they to take one
No, they tried to use it as a game engine. They tried to say it was a game engine, not as a marketing term. You fucking bullshitter.
particular sound clip that says this is what it is versus the other 27 sound clips where you explain more of what it was doing, I think was disingenuous. And
Fucking word salad again from RAB.
I think a lot of my points with this that I had a problem with is it goes to lengths to paint someone as a pathological liar when
Yep.
I think a lot of people have a tendency to embellish, have a tendency to maybe if they're shamed by something, that the score with Smash Brothers. I don't know a lot of the backstories to some of this stuff. I do know some of these
If I was
things.
him, I would have just owned the Smash Brothers thing. So he doesn't like Smash Brothers. He's not the only person on the planet that doesn't like Smash Brothers. I didn't like it till Ultimate. I could have given two flips about it till Ultimate, quite frankly.
I mean, I've not played any of them, but I've seen the gameplay of Smash Brothers or Ultimate or whatever, and that kind of game doesn't work for me whatsoever. But whatever floats your boat.